Donald Trump always has some reason to be angry, some reason to be upset. Oh, my little feelings are hurt. My poor Fifi's, Donald. And today it's his own failure. It's always his own failure. Donald Trump creates problems, and then future Donald Trump complains about them because of the actions of past Donald Trump. Maybe if Donald Trump didn't exist, the world would be a better place for Donald Trump. Well, for all of us, that is. But Donald Trump, absolutely furious at his own failure, and especially being confronted with it, and lost his mind and was basically screaming at reporters confronting him over his tariff failure and the rest of the disaster that's been his presidency. It was a complete tantrum, and we are going to get into it. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way, and it really means the world to me. Now let's get into Donald Trump completely melting down. First, when he was asked about Canada.
No, I'm not concerned. We may have short-term a little pain, and people understand that. But long-term, the United States has been ripped off by virtually every country in the world. We have deficits with almost every country. Not every country, but almost.
He is just really not going to stop on this, isn't he? These attacks on our neighbors to the north. It was interesting when Justin Trudeau responded and laid out what the Canadian response would be, their retaliatory tariffs. He sounded more like America's president than Donald Trump did. He was apologizing to Americans. He was talking about how he so values our trading relationship, our partnership, our friendship. Justin Trudeau sounded more American than Donald Trump did, which I guess Donald Trump is antithetical to everything this country should represent, so that's not a surprise. Anyone who believes in just the most basic ideas of liberalism is way more American than Donald Trump, but he's just not going to let up. And I think Trudeau is really, really getting him angry, and that kind of came out right here.
Well, Canada's been very abusive of the United States for many years. They don't allow our banks. Did you know that? Canada does not allow banks to go in. If you think about it, that's pretty amazing. If we have a U.S. bank, they don't allow them to go in. Canada's been very tough on oil, on energy. They don't allow our farm products in, essentially. They don't allow a lot of things in, and we allow everything to come in. It's been a one-way street. We subsidize Canada by the tune of about $200 billion a year.
At this point, I know I've said in previous videos, and I still feel this way, that I do feel very bad for everyone who's going to be affected by Donald Trump's tariffs, and I don't want the people who voted for him to suffer. That's why I voted for Kamala Harris, because Kamala Harris was not going to pick and choose who she helped based on who voted for her. That's not what being president is about. I'm also a little worried about it because even with rising prices, I feel like MAGA may just still be okay with it. Like, if it was going to change their minds, if it was going to snap them out of the cult, seeing that eggs are 35% more expensive, then I'd be like, great, bring it on, Donald. I hope these tariffs really hurt. I really hope you learn your lesson, but I don't even know if they will. But all that being said, I kind of hope just Justin Trudeau and Claudia Sheinbaum just kind of put the squeeze on Trump in those calls tomorrow. Be like, our country's behind us. They support our retaliation to your ridiculous plan, your ridiculous trade war. You go ahead and keep causing problems for yourself, Donald. We have the support of our people. Put the squeeze on him. I like this. I like Justin Trudeau. I like Claudia Sheinbaum. Keep going for him. Push back. And they're not the only countries that are going to be pushing back. We've seen a little bit of pushback from Panama as well. It's really upset Donald Trump, and we can tell right here.
I'm speaking with Prime Minister Trudeau tomorrow morning, and I'm also speaking with Mexico tomorrow morning. And I don't expect anything very dramatic. We put tariffs on. They owe us a lot of money, and I'm sure they're going to pay.
Remember when Republicans were trying to sell us on Donald Trump peacemaker? Remember that? When it was Donald Trump is going to bring peace to the world, and now he wants to take Greenland and Canada and Panama. He wants to invade, essentially a declaration of war, it seemed like there, from Donald Trump. Mr. Peace, Mr. Stability on the global stage, wants to go to war with Panama. Again, I wish Republicans were true to their word. I wish when they espoused a belief, if we could prove the contrary of what their guy did, of what Donald Trump did, it would mean something to them. But if they are so pro-stability, if they are so, focused on lower prices, then they would have already abandoned Donald Trump. The first time he said tariff, they would have been like, we're out on this guy. That's going to be a disaster. They don't really care. They're just kind of obsessed with this strong man dynamic, and we're going to be tough. They're so wrapped up in aesthetics. You hear all these Republicans saying that liberals are the ones who care about the labels and the identities and how things look and what people say. It's really MAGA who is obsessed with those aesthetics, with being strong, with our patriotic look, not our patriotic actions, of course, but how things look. That is what they're obsessed with. And they'll deal with the consequences, which admittedly, from Donald Trump, they're going to have to.
They violated the agreement. They're not allowed to violate the agreement. China's running the Panama Canal. That was not given to China. That was given to Panama foolishly. But they violated the agreement, and we're going to take it back, or something very powerful is going to happen.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. There's your truth. Things are going to hurt. Short-term pain. Ouch. Sorry, MAGA. You voted for it. Sorry. Nah, flip-flopped. Now I am on the side of wanting them to, a little bit of pain, a little short-term pain. Learn your lesson. I don't know. He's just going to keep lying. And if you didn't think all of that was bad that we had already seen, take a look at what he had to say here.
President, do you feel that Elon Musk is delivering on his promises to you? Do you feel he's doing a good job right now with
I do. I think Elon's doing a good job. He's a big cost cutter. Sometimes we won't agree with it and we'll not go where he wants to go, but I think he's doing a great job. He's a smart guy, very smart, and he's very much into cutting the budget of our federal government.
Mr. President.
You want to talk about a lie? Elon Musk doing a good job? Whoa! That might have been the worst one of the whole presidency so far. Elon doing a good job? Doing a good job destroying our government, getting people to quit jobs that they have done successfully and are important and are irreplaceable. Sure, Elon's done a bang-up job at that. Making us all fear, embarrassing Donald Trump by making him look like the vice president instead of the actual president. Yeah, Elon's been crushing that. Anything positive, though? No. What a shocker that is. Elon Musk, corrupt. I'm blown away. Exploiting our government for himself. Can't believe it. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And it's hard to even cover it all. But Ari Melber did a great job talking about some of the scariest actions that Elon is taking recently, ones that need more attention. And so let's give it that attention right here.
Musk visited an agency overseeing federal buildings. He wants to terminate leases of what they view as, quote, mostly empty federal offices. And he also went to OPM, that's kind of the HR for the federal government, and pushed his weight around there. Again, he's not heading any agency. He's not in the cabinet for any single agency, and yet you're seeing him try to use the efforts to kind of shape more than one agency at a time without sitting down and doing the work or the homework of understanding what those different departments and agencies do and what their staff does and what the general counsel might say about the law. Even at his companies, which have known to be disruptive, sometimes effectively so, Musk has shown more interest or appetite in learning first. That's not happening. And as someone who has both worked inside at one point and covered the federal government, it's not so easy to just make it all up as you go without breaking a lot of things. Millions of federal officers now, workers, nonpartisan staff, have gotten an email that says, quote, fork in the road, where Musk, who's, again, not the president, but maybe overshadowing President Trump right now, says that this is a time where they could leave. Now, that might be a loophole where he's hoping to just oust people or scare them because it is harder to just fire millions of people. It was the same language used, the Times points out, when he tried to oust folks and he took over Twitter. Then you can think about how he sounded out on the stump.
This was no ordinary victory. This was a fork in the road of human civilization. It is thanks to you that the future of civilization is assured.
If you know the Yogi Berra line, when you come to a fork in the road, take it. Well, that's what he's hoping these officials do. Others are urging people in the government not to rush out just because Musk is telling them to quit. There's also an executive order where Trump moved Musk's agency inside parts of the government. It has its own website, .gov, although it's fairly thin on details. You can see it there. And Musk sees himself now as something like an equal or peer of the president, certainly not a subordinate cabinet member. He's not following, as I mentioned, the rules and ethics requirements of cabinet members. You can't, for example, even in this era where they talk about deregulation, you can't run a bank, be a bank CEO, and also be Treasury Secretary. Because, as they say, that would be a conflict of interest and a bad idea. Even the other banks wouldn't like it, to say nothing of you, the taxpayers and business people and people with bank accounts who might find that to be a problem. And yet Musk sees this mandate as his own.
The people have spoken. The people want change. And we're going to give it to them. They will get what they asked for. I think this is going to be the most transformative presidency, perhaps since the founding of the country. It's not going to be business as usual. We're going to shake things up. It's going to be a revolution.
Transformation, revolution, a lot of big promises. Who will be left holding the bag?
I can't even believe this. I want to say like ethics violations, but like ethics violations of the law. We don't need an ethics complaint. We need some handcuffs. We need some deportation for Elon. Elon, have you checked out Guantanamo Bay? You want to check it out, Elon? No, but kind of. What is, like, he is breaking the law. Biggest government contractor, biggest political donor, one of the biggest information and social media platforms. Now, president, I don't feel like you should be able to have all of those. Is that crazy to say? I hope not, because if it is, then President Elon's probably going to want to ship me to Guantanamo Bay. And if he does, we'll probably still be doing the show. That's not going to stop us. We're going to be calling him out every single day. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button. You can leave a like on this video. And if you stuck around at the end, you can drop a blue heart in the comments. The show has gotten a little bit more unhinged lately. Because I'm kind of losing my mind at all of these people. If you enjoy this energy, like kind of this feel to it, just let me know. Look, I can button it up a little bit more. But if you prefer this, please let me know in the comments or shoot me a DM on Twitter or Instagram. It's all linked below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And until next time, I'll see you soon.